It's insane. We set out to fail, people. We set out to fail.
So, Marcus, of the Brick Cave books that came out in 2022, aside from yours, which is at the top of our list, is there one that's interesting to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, there's a lot that's interesting to me. Not just one. But I'm gonna go with Blood from a Rose, Sharon Skinner, and this is gonna be mainly for personal reasons, not personal anything about Sharon. I set that up odd. I really like seeing people step out of their comfort zone and write something that they don't necessarily write. So, or that I haven't seen them write. So I haven't known Sharon while she was doing poetry. So seeing Sharon publish more poetry is exciting to me because that's not a space that I've known Sharon in. So that's exciting to me, and I'm sure exciting for some of her newer readers that haven't had that experience with Sharon. But also, I like seeing the horror elements, the different cover art. I feel like Sharon stepped out of the motif of the last couple books, and I think it's really fun. And I enjoy when people take artistic risks. Always. It's always my favorite thing. I'm always going to endorse that. That and really smart people doing really, really, really silly things. I love it when really smart people do very silly things, like Sacha Baron Cohen. My favorite. Or like a Steve Martin type guy, you know? Like someone who you can tell is really smart and they're just being as silly as possible. That's
yes, the George Carlins. And,
yeah, exactly.
The people who got their start as writers and then actually decided to get on the other side of the microphone.
Yeah, exactly. I like them. But I really appreciate people stepping outside of their comfort zone in artistic spaces. So that's my pick. Blood from a Rose. Brick Cave Books. 2022. Buy it. On sale now. Brickcave.media. Plug. See, they don't have to be good plugs. You just have to not have shame in taking them. Worry about them being good down the road.
So if 2023 is going to be a hibernating year for you, do you have any stuff in the works? Do you have any books that you're thinking of? Or?
Yeah. I'm halfway through some poetry. I'll start bringing it in, but I've started chunking my way through the next poetry book. I've realized I like working in themes. It just kind of helps me focus my writing because otherwise I'm just so sporadic that it's really hard for me to focus my thoughts. So I'm writing about masculinity this time around. Rather than identity, which is a little bit more fractured. I think I was younger when I wrote it, and I was younger when I published it, and even younger when I wrote it, right? So I'm sure I'm going to look back on this one and think the exact same thing. Like, I was a ridiculously young man. What did I think I was doing, writing a book about masculinity? But it's what I feel like writing. So working title, masculinity in the masculinity in the modern American West, because I love a good title, and I like to trigger my publisher. So... And that way the SEO on it is terrible. It's my favorite. I do my best. I was thinking about giving them like short names, like nicknames. So my first book, my identity as a stereotypical side character is Miss C or Mrs. C. So that's what it's called on my flash drive. That's what I call it. When I reference the book, I always call it Mrs. C. So the next one is Ma. So maybe that'll help the SEO. I'll just put parentheses Ma after it, and maybe it'll be a thing. I have no idea.
I don't know. Malls are on their way out.
I don't know. Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I have been writing some stuff, as you've heard. That's a really good question. It's trying to take a little time out of my day to do more writing. So sometimes I'm just staring at a pen because I even had half a piece of how much I hate trying to compose something on a smartphone, because you really can't. If you're spending half your time trying to go back and correct something because you fumble fingered it, it takes the flow out of your thought process. Whereas when I just had a computer that I could sit at, or back when workplace computers didn't monitor every keystroke, you could just write all sorts of stuff and then email it to yourself, and you can't even email stuff to yourself anymore. That provided a little time to put some stuff down and write it and compose it and edit it. And if you can't do it on the workplace computer and you got to try and write something down on your smartphone, you get a little bit of the way through and it's like, oh crap, that's wrong. Oh yeah. And so you don't have like that full page of composition. And also, I do a lot of editing that way as well, because I'll write it. I used to do, I'd be at home, I'd write it, print it out, read it out loud, cross it out, move stuff around, make the corrections, print it out, read it out loud again, and try and get like a theme to it and tighten it up.
Yeah.
But I don't have that capability right now.
Yeah.
Without looking like a madman.
Yeah, I think that might be the benefit of having grown up with a phone in my hand. Because I don't make as many mistakes when I type with my thumbs as I do when I type on the computer. I think I make more mistakes on the computer. They're faster to correct.
Ah, well, I used to write a lot of garbage for search engine optimization purposes, so I got very good at it.
Yeah, I bet. We should link up on that SEO stuff. I bet you could probably do a panel on SEO for books.
I could. Well, most of it would be about what the SEO world was like about 10 years ago, but the principles are still the same. You want the search engine to find your stuff, and therefore your website shouldn't be blocking it. And you would have, even back, and sometimes you still see this, major companies make it hard for a search engine to find the material because they're embedding it one way or the other, or they have something, basically there's a robots.txt file telling them to go away.
Okay.
So yeah, so I saw some big companies where, hey, we fell out of the search engine rankings. What did you guys do? It's like, then we looked at their whole site. It's like, no, you did this. Your webmaster put this here and it killed it. It's like, well, I thought getting rid of all the spiders was a good thing. I'm like, no. But now we're talking about SEO, which is completely irrelevant to poetry. But if you need search engine optimization advice, look at Google and then ask me. Basically, don't do shady stuff. Make sure you got good content that everyone wants to read. Get people to link to that content in a friendly way that doesn't look like you've been spamming the search engines.
Fair.
Just make yourself famous the standard way, and the search engines will come to you.
Easier said than done.
Right.
Any other notes?
All right. Well, anytime you would like to hear from us, join us at brickcave.media. Our BC Book Club supporters can enjoy extra episodes and other great advantages. Details at our website. Extra episodes. What are those?
So, okay, each long episode gets cut into shorter segments.
Oh, okay.
So some of those segments are only available to subscribers.
Also, like all the swear words or,
Okay, that's
the hot takes.
The juicy stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. The people pretending to be us giving weird confessions.
The juicy stuff.
Yeah, so thank you again,
all
everyone, for
deep
listening,
fakes.
and we'll drop in soon.
All right, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, everybody.
We need a different
Out
sound.
there in
I'm
radio
not a-
land.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Maybe we could do like a slam snap.